Hi everyone, welcome back to Virtual Storytime with Dr. P. I am your host, Dr. Piersaint. I am happy that you're here with me. I am the host of Virtual Storytime with Dr. P, as well as Virtual Storytime with Dr. P and special guests. I host this show every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and so I am glad and thrilled that you're here with me today. We're going to get right into it. If you have joined us for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have been with me since last year when we started Virtual Storytime with Dr. P, thank you for continuing to come to return every week to enjoy a story either read by me or one of our special guests, whom are little kiddos who share stories that they love, stories that make them feel warm on the inside, stories that help them feel brave, and much more. So, tonight, I will be sharing a story of bravery. Have you ever felt so scared because there were monsters around, or things or people that made you feel so afraid and scared on the inside and on the outside? I know I have. They don't feel real good. They don't make you feel really good. So I thought today would be a great day to share a story of a little boy who was afraid. He had a monster that would come and frighten him every single day. What you'll find out is he learned how to conquer the fear, how to control, how he responds to the monster. Are you ready to get started? I know I am. So let's kick it off. Don't feed the monster. But if you see a monster, now you will know that screaming and hollering just make it grow. So think of a joke, laugh as loud as you can. If you don't feed the monster, you'll ruin his plan. One day, Billy Monster, to his great surprise, found out he'd won the most fabulous prize. An awesome new home to live in and share with his very own kid to pester and scare. Look at him. He looks like a friendly monster, doesn't he? But when he got there, he started to pout, and all his excitement turned into doubt. Who would be frightened of someone like him, looking all puny and not mean or grim? He doesn't look too scary, huh? He even has hearts as cheeks, so he doesn't look all that scary. At least not yet. When his tutor came, Billy said with a frown, "I must be the wimpiest monster in town." But the tutor replied with his knowing grin, "If you wish to grow, well, soon you'll begin." So his tutor, the monster teacher, is telling him how he will end up growing to become a scary, big, large monster. Something important you simply must know. Frightening children is how monsters grow. Just scare him a little at bedtime each night. A poke or a whisper to give him a fright. That night in the room, Billy gave it a try, hoping to make the young boy cry. He made the creepiest buzzing sound till the boy woke up, frightened and looking around. "Mom, quick, a monster's in here." "Really?" she said. "That's not true, my dear. Monsters aren't real. You don't have to scream. I'm sure that you just had a terrible dream." So his mom came in to comfort him. Look at the monster in the background. When Mom was around, Billy knew he must hide, so he ran from the room and waited outside. He peeked in the mirror that stood in the hall, and he looked slightly bigger. Yes, not quite as small. Billy the monster's growing. His tutor was right. If you scare the boy, he'll grow. Billy was thrilled. He was bigger at last. So he stayed up all night just having a blast, planning the next time he'd scare the boy, and the look on his face he was so sure to enjoy. He's back at it. The next day, Billy crept under the sheet, reached down below to tickle his feet. He started to scream, and his face turned so red, kicked with both legs, almost wetting the bed. He was so scared, he almost wet the bed. See the monster underneath his bed? See the fear in his face? On his face, he's just frightened. Mom, come quickly. It's grabbing my toes. Now, monsters aren't real, as everyone knows. His mom shook her head. It's not what it seems. I'm sure you're still having those terrible dreams. Mom's back again, comforting him. Billy was happy, just bursting with joy, thinking of how he would next scare the boy. And when that night he stepped into the hall, in the mirror he saw he was even less small. You see what's going on here? Billy is growing. Every time he scares the boy, he grows. The next day, after the boy dimmed the light, Billy tried spooking him, gave him a fright, with shadows so scary on the wall of his room, till Mom rushed in and banished the gloom. Amazing, cried Billy. Just look how he scares. Look at the goosebumps and those prickly hairs. And when he stepped out, he got a huge thrill to see that his body had grown bigger still. He started to look like at first he was like this small, tiny monster who really looked adorable, but now he's huge, he's big, look at those muscles. Billy grew proud of his scaring power, spooking the boy at any late hour. All of those screams were a most scrumptious treat, more filling than any food he might eat. He is really scaring this boy. He's frightened. Look at his eyes. Look at his cheeks. It's blush, flush red. As Billy grew bigger, he filled up the place, taking up almost all the free space. With his new size, he just whistled or clapped to make the boy jump like he'd been zapped. He doesn't have to even do much now, because the boy is just now frightened, beyond frightened. But Mom really worried about her young son. She knew that the scares were simply no fun. She went to the library, searched for a book, Get Rid of Monsters, and then took a look. Right away, as she read, Mom figured it out, that Billy would grow with each shriek, every shout. "My son," she said, "I think that you'll find that he'll shrink down if you pay him no mind." Mom did her homework. She learned how to help her son control the monster, the fear that he experienced. "Fine," said the boy. "No scaring for me. I'm not going to shriek, and I won't try to flee. Next time the monster comes to my bed, I won't scream aloud. I'll ignore him instead." Do you think that's going to work? Let's find out. Sounds like a plan, a good plan. He's telling the mom, this is what I'm going to do. That night, when Billy crept under the sheet, trying to tickle the boy's feet, the boy laughed and then fell asleep. And Billy, so shocked, almost wanted to weep. Sounds like it's working. Sad and discouraged, he peeked at his size, and there, indeed, to Billy's surprise, he was smaller again, not nearly so grand. Things were not going quite as he planned. He's shrinking. The monster is actually shrinking in size. The next night, he cast shadows up on the wall, but the boy only giggled, not scary at all. Billy ran out, for it just wasn't fair. All I want is to give that boy a big scare. He's giggling, like that's not scary at all. Now Billy felt nothing but sadness inside. He really was shrinking. He wanted to hide. He felt so exhausted, perhaps he should leave, for he had no more tricks left up his sleeve. He didn't know what else to do. The boy's no longer afraid of him. Billy had shrunk. He could barely be seen, not nearly as huge as he once had been. He leaped to the bed, screeched on and on, but the boy didn't notice, just gave a great yawn. Look how small, how tiny he's become. That does it. Poor Billy gave one last shriek. That came out sounding more like a squeak. "I'm leaving before I vanish for good. This home is not working out like it should." He's packing his bags. He's leaving. Now, lest you feel worried about Billy's fate, never fear, he's a monster. I'm sure he'll do great. He just left to seek out a new kid to scare, hoping to find a real coward somewhere. The end. What did you think? What did you think of this story? I would love to know. Please share it below. Now I sound like I'm rhyming. Well, so we learned something really important. There are monsters in our imaginations, monsters that maybe take on the role or look like our homework or school. They may look like monsters on TV. They may be on TV. They may be people that live next door to you. But what we know, which is a really important lesson, is that you can control how you respond, how you react. If you don't allow the monster to make you feel scared, you can truly, surely manage and control how you respond, just like the boy did. He laughed, he giggled, he got support from his mom. I'm pretty sure if you ask a grown-up or even a friend to help support you. They'll give you tips on how to control the fears that you have, how to control the monsters in your life. Though they may not look like the monster in the book, there are things that probably make you feel pretty scared. So I'm going to encourage you to talk to an adult. Talk to someone you trust to help you control the monsters and what's making you feel really scared on the inside. I hope you truly enjoyed watching Virtual Storytime with Dr. P. I hope you share this video. I hope you return next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, either on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live at Dr. Tamir Piersaint. I'll have it down below so that you can join us. I'm also encouraging you kiddo, parents, if you would love to come on to Virtual Storytime with Dr. P and special guest, I would encourage you to come and, reach out to me first. So my email is below. Reach out. Let me know what you would like to read, a story you would like to share with everyone watching, and I will make it happen. Just reach out. Let me know. I'd love to have you on the show. Thank you again. I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, on Dr. Tamir Piersaint on Facebook, Dr. Tamir Piersaint on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, bye. Thank you.